This is a new trip report, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why. It's just me today. We smoked bufu yesterday, and it's been wow. It's fucking crazy. This thing. Okay, let's jump into it. First, I want to tell a little bit about backstory, and then I'll tell you what happened in the bufo, and then in the end, I will tell you the conclusion. So it started with me. I'm together with Mariana, my shaman, and we had this argue, and she actually wanted to leave the relationship, and I was like, shit. We had this argue, and I was like, oh wow, it's over. Like, I invested so much in this, and I really believed in her. I love her, and I couldn't really understand what was going on. And then after that, we kind of like, we sat down and we said, let's smoke boo for one last time. And I was like, I was really sad. And I said, I want to grow old with you. Like, I thought we're going to live, I thought we're going to experience life together like never before. And we went into this bufo. Hear me out. Every single argue that you have with a partner is there for a reason. So the argue is there to actually help you. But in the moment when you're triggered and you don't understand what's going on and you're fighting, many times it's just like, fuck this shit, I don't want to do this, you're triggering me too much, and it's easier for me to leave, and it's better that way. We sat down, we had a talk, and we talked about trust. And we talked about trust and being the togetherness. What's the thing with it? That came up anyway. I can't remember exactly why, but trust and togetherness. And I went in the bufo with trust and togetherness, mostly trust, to be honest. And I'm shocked what came out of it. Trust is such a fundamental thing that if we don't have trust, and everyone talks about trust, and it's very easy to talk about, and like, yeah, I'm trusting, and in the moment you feel like you're actually trusting. But I tell you something, what came out of this bufo. I smoked the bufo, I went in, and the first thing that I thought is that I wanted more of the bufo. I was like, it's not hitting really, it's not hitting. And I lay down and I start to spit and cough and I'll do all of this stuff that I normally do. And in the bufo, it literally tells me that why I thought I wanted more of the pipe or more of the bufo, because that's what I want more of. I want more of the trust. I want to trust more. But there's something that's been within me that hasn't been able to trust. So that's the first thing. We always want to trust more. But in this life, like, you put your trust somewhere and then all of a sudden someone breaks it and you're like, you know what? I'm not going to trust anymore. And then you go into a relationship with someone and all of a sudden you don't trust, and you need that trust. Then it showed me that I was not trusting myself, because it needs to start with me. I need to trust first, and then that trust is returned back to me. So I don't feel the trust until it's returned back to me, which means that I don't feel the trust if I don't trust. I heard before, I kind of like, I've been reading books about trust and everything, but the bufo, it just like changes something within you. My hand, especially my right side of my hand, and my right side of my body, like, vibrated, and I couldn't stop, and I was spitting, and I was like, okay, and I was like, I'm sorry, I forgive you, and I was forgiving myself for not trusting, I was scared of putting the trust, because so many times I've been trusting someone else instead of myself, and they broke it, so my mind was like, yeah, when I put the trust in someone else, it doesn't come back to me. But in a relationship, that is fundamental. It's also relationships in like your friends, in your business, and whatever. Like, even if you're hiring someone for the business, like I do now for YouTube, I'm hiring an SEO dude. What came up for me, like, I need to trust that this guy's the right one. I need to trust that I'm also going to do the SEO. Is SEO right for me? That's where, like, I need to trust and then go with it. Because otherwise, if I don't trust, the mistrust will come back. The mistrust will be a reflection back at me, just as the trust reflects back at me. So it always starts with us. And it showed me that I'm in this reality and I'm playing my game. It doesn't matter if you have a partner who you have beside you. It's always me, my bubble. It's always starts with me. So you can see people out there like, oh, they betrayed me and they did this and everyone's betraying me. That's because they are betraying themselves. Is that making sense? They don't trust themselves, and they get the mistrust back by not trusting. So it's very subtle, and you think that you might trust, but you know what? You probably don't, at the degree that you need to be able to trust. Bufo is such an amazing pill. It's like the you just take it, and all of a sudden you're being shown exactly what you need to be shown in the moment for you to take the next step. And I fucking love it. I can't, like, it feels like I can't stop doing it, because there's so much information that comes at me that changes who I am on the fundamental level. If you think about, like, if I'm thinking I'm gonna have a really long relationship, if I live in a relationship without trust, it's not gonna work, right? And it's also shown me that this is so ingrained from, like, my parents, my grandparents, my grandparents. It's just been going on for so long time. I did another one on scoliosis. I have, like, scoliosis, which is, yeah, you'll see. Look at that one. I resolved that shit in a Bufo session. And from what that resolving thing came from, brought up the trust. So there's a lot of stuff connected to each other, and then you bring them up one by one by one by one, and it's just amazing. Maybe you're thinking about doing this stuff yourself. Yes, find a really good person that can serve you. It's important to set intentions, knowing why you go into it, and then there's a lot of other stuff that we teach when we serve to other people. So if you think about it, comment down below what you think, and yes, see you in the next video.